Steelers fans, I know you can appreciate the thumbnail. I know you get it. It's the Week 5 review. Hey, what it do? Welcome back, Football Fever family. I'm your host, Tony G. I'm the host of Football Fever. I'll be your host for the foreseeable future or until they kick me off the show, which will most likely be never. Welcome back. It's Week 5, the Week 5 review. A lot of football to talk about. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. Love football. This is the reason we talk, scream, argue, cheer, all that good stuff. This is the Week 5 review. A couple fans I got to shout out. J. Lou, a fan of the show, family member of the show. J. Lou, Falcon fan. Shout out to you. So let's jump into it with no further ado. If you've been living under a rock recently, then you don't know that the NFL's been playing in London. We had a nice London matchup this weekend. But from the top, Bears Commanders. And again, unless you were living under a rock, then you probably didn't see. It was the DJ Moore show. Thursday Night Football pretty much consisted of DJ Moore, the Bears DJ Moore, destroying the Commander secondary. Most notably, Emmanuel Forbes, the rookie. He was getting cooked all night. DJ Moore went for over 200 yards off like 8 receptions or something like that. Bunch of TDs. It was the DJ Moore show. No way around it. Everybody saw it. What do we got here? What did he have? Let's look at his numbers. Where's DJ Moore? Player stats. Oh yeah. 8 catches, 230, a hat trick, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, go look at the highlights if you haven't. They're on the Football Fever page, of course, because we get our highlights first. Yeah, so shout out to everybody who had DJ Moore in fantasy. That game was pretty much won before it started. So if you're a Commanders fan, there's nothing to be proud about this weekend. Shout out to the Bears. I don't think they have much to be proud about either in Justin Fields, but we'll see. I know all the Justin Fields fans are going to come out the woodwork. All right, so let's move on to... All right, Jags-Bills, the London matchup. Welcome back, Von Miller, first and foremost. It was good to see him. He was first game back off the ACL last year, so Von Miller was back. Didn't really make a huge difference in the Bills' defense. The Bills started off slow first half, and then pretty much the Jaguars, they relied on Travis Etienne Jr. He had like 130 plus scrimmage yards. He did very well. Had him on my fantasy team. The Bills started slow. They put together like a fourth quarter comeback or a second half comeback. And then toward the end, things were slow. Josh Allen finally found an open Diggs in a couple big chunks, but it was too little too late. So the London Jaguars, as I like to call them, knocked off the Bills 25-20. It was an entertaining game. Josh started slow. They picked up second half. I mean, Bills, there's always hope because they're really good, but Jaguars knocked them off. I think the Jaguars might have had a home field advantage. Saints Patriots. I don't know where to start with this one. Maybe we shouldn't. The game ended 34-0. I think it was 21-0 at half. Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, had a pick 6. Mac Jones was benched for the second week in a row for Bailey Zappi. Yeah, things are getting really, really embarrassing in New England. And said it all along. Mac Jones is not, I'm sorry. He's not a good quarterback. His press conference was terrible. He wasn't prepared. It didn't seem. He doesn't seem like he's prepared to compete to be a starter going forward. I think it's time to ditch Mac Jones. That experiment is over. And the Saints, for what it's worth, I mean, Derek Carr's playing hurt, but he was out there. Welcome back, Alvin Kamara. Well, he came back last week, but he did get into the end zone. So that was nice. I have him on my fantasy team too. But Patriots, disaster. Rather not watch him play. Titans, Colts. So pretty much the Titans, they put up a nice performance. DeAndre Hopkins actually existed on the football field. It was nice. He had over 100 yards receiving. Welcome back, Jonathan Taylor. He just got his deal. That was nice to see. But it was the Zach Moss show. Zach Moss was running up and down the field on these guys. And Zach Moss, 23 carries, 165 yards, 2 TDs. Shout out to anybody who had Zach Moss. Derrick Henry didn't do much on the Titans side. I know that they had a touchdown by Tajay Spears, so that was like a sign of things to come for the Titans, but unfortunately they didn't get it done. Ryan Tannehill couldn't put it in the end zone. He did have a pick. DeAndre Hopkins, hey, great to see him doing what he does. Still not sure if he fits there or not. But yeah, I don't. That was a nice, division showdown that ended with the Colts winning. And I think that going forward, no Anthony Richardson. He is going to miss some time. Jonathan Taylor should make up for that in the ground game, but now it's run heavy, and then we got to trust Gardner Minshew. Steelers Ravens. Another division showdown. This game was very, very fun and very terrifying to watch. I mean, the score doesn't tell it all, but watching this game, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, they have all the tools. They had Odell Beckham back. There was like 6 or 7 drop balls, including 2 in the end zone. I want to say Andrews and Bateman. The Ravens are fumbling the ball like crazy, and they're giving away momentum by dropping passes. Zay Flowers fell on an open pass or something like that. But realistically, TJ Watt won this game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Shout out to TJ Watt and all the fans of TJ Watt. I can't wait for him to get paid. He won that game. He closed the show with a sack. He was responsible for chasing Lamar all around the field. Despite the Ravens probably giving the game away a bunch of times with all these drops, TJ Watt showed up. But the game, they did have a go-ahead touchdown, George Pickens. Steelers fans, I know you can appreciate the thumbnail. I know you get it. It's the Week 5 review. We had to do it. Matt Canada was not happy in the booth as George Pickens scored. The story is that he called the play. Kenny Pickett called the audible, and he wasn't happy. So as you can see, everybody was cheering in the booth there. Matt Canada just kind of sitting around looking upset, or I don't know, maybe that's just his demeanor. But they end up winning that touchdown, and I would say TJ Watt. I'm gonna give the game to TJ Watt. That guy's a monster. But shout out to Kenny Pickett and the Steelers, man. They got it done. And the Ravens, I don't know, man. You guys got problems. These people need to catch the ball. All those tools, and then now they want to drop passes. I don't know. Panthers-Lions. Panthers-Lions was a good one. I did see the Jared Goff is balling. I know that there was a big play to Sam Laporta that everybody was screaming about. Jared Goff is extremely efficient, and the Panthers, part of the worst division in football, in my opinion, continue to be inefficient. Those late numbers are pretty indicative of what the Panthers have been going through. They're not going to get it done. Lions, man, bringing some hope back to Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. It's got to feel good to be winning again, right? I don't think I have any notes on the Detroit game. Do I have any notes? What we got? Jared Goff, 20 for 28, 236, 3 TDs. Turnovers there. Bryce Young, he had a couple picks. I expect that from the rookie, but they're just simply not getting it done. And that division, I'm sorry, NFC South is just, I just don't trust them. Shout out to Detroit, man. Good to see you guys up and winning again. Who we got next? Falcons Texans. Hey, shout out to my man Jay Lou. Jay Lou, man, your guy Desmond Ridder got it done. Now again, I do say the NFC South is the worst division in football, in my opinion. But Jay Lou and I have been going back and forth about this whole Desmond Ridder thing. I don't trust him because he hasn't proven himself. But this was a big step in the right direction for Dez. Over 300 yards, touchdown, and he spread it out to everybody. No one receiver shined more than the other. It was really, really nice. I think Kyle Pitts was up top. He had the most yardage, but he spread the ball out, 300 yards. And I think this is what Falcons fans expect from Desmond Ridder. My question is, can he be consistent and do it again and again and again? But shout out to Jay Lou for sticking it through, man. Let's go back and forth in the comments all day. And any other Falcons fans, man, you want to talk some trash? Let's get it in, man. It's all love. It's only football. We do this for a few months out of the year. CJ Stroud, the story going in was how how perfect he was playing. No interceptions. All that's nice, but if you're not winning, none of that matters. And he is an Ohio State quarterback, so it is what it is. Falcons, part of the worst division in football, in my opinion, but hell of a game by Desmond Ridder. So, Jay Lou, I'm giving you a flower. I'm giving you flowers. Plus, we got Giants Dolphins. Oof. Giants Dolphins, man. Giants got their first takeaway of the season. I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, that's the highlight. Giants had their first takeaway of the season, the first touchdown on defense of the season. Oh no, first touchdown of the first half, which, wow. And I did grow up in New Jersey. I'm far from a Giants fan. I did grow up in New Jersey, and I got a lot of Giants fans friends who they've been very quiet lately, and rightfully so. But the Giants got some issues, man. No protection for Daniel Jones. 11 sacks 2 weeks ago. I don't know, 4 or 5 sacks this last go around. What do we got here? Oh, 7. 7 sacks on Daniel Jones. Yikes. I got some highlights from this game up on our page, of course, because we get them first. Giants Dolphins. This game was over before it started. The Giants aren't playing well. Just unbiased opinion. The Giants aren't playing well. It's not looking good. And Daniel Jones, that discount that they got on Daniel Jones is starting to look like it makes sense. He's not getting it done. They're not protecting him. The run game is not so good. It's rough. I think Kayvon Thibodeau's a bright spot on the defense, but other than that, it's looking bad. Daniel Jones, he was injured during the game. It was rough. Hopefully he can come back and play, but yikes, man. That dude's been taking a beating for like the last 5 weeks, to be honest with you. And Tyreek Hill did typical Tyreek Hill things, ran all over the field. The Dolphins did lose a running back, Devon A. Chain, I think he's the fastest guy in the NFL, but either way, man, Dolphins bounced back after that loss to Buffalo. Shout out to the Miami Dolphin fans. Giants fans definitely need to worry. Just keep worrying. What else we got? Bengals Cards. It was good to see Joe Burrow play Joe Burrow brand of football. Jamar Chase, as he said in his press conference the week before, that he was always open. He proved that. Joe Burrow, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's Joe Burrow football. Jamar Chase, $192 in the on the receiving end. 3 of those touchdowns went to him. I did see the bomb. That was nice, man. It was good to see Jamar Chase and Burrow get back on the same page. Looks like the calf is doing better for Joe Burrow, so that's a good sign. Bengals are behind in the division, and it looks like the division is going to get shaken up a little bit. You got Baltimore, Pittsburgh up top. Pittsburgh just beat Baltimore, and you can't count out the Browns. So maybe Joe Burrow's about to come fighting back. Josh Dobbs and the Cardinals, they were starting to get a little less hot. They were hot for a little bit. He's still doing, the best he can, but they couldn't get it done. Joe Burrow and the Bengals, this was their game. This was the Jamar Chase game. So shout out to the Bengals. Welcome back, Joe Burrow. It's good to see the dog out there again. What we got? Eagles. Let's go Eagles Rams, man. Welcome back to Cooper Kupp. I wasn't very hopeful that he would be back. And then I wasn't hopeful that he would see his target share with Puka Nacua. But they made it happen. They definitely did well. Cooper Kupp went over 100 yards. Puka Nacua, I believe, he went, so he was 71 yards, but 7 receptions, 8 receptions. The Rams were looking good, and honestly, I thought that they'd beat the Eagles. Unfortunately, they didn't. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown back on track. Jalen Hurts definitely carried his team to victory, literally and figuratively. The Eagles wins. I don't care what anybody says. They're ugly. They're not the best. They're winning, and the Eagles are still undefeated. Their defensive line is causing a lot of problems. I saw Jalen Carter get nasty, getting in the backfield, beating up on Stafford, and then I want to say Hassan Reddick was tearing some things up too. I saw he had a nice he had a sack. Man, the Eagles steamrolling. 5-0 is 5-0 no matter how you get it. Jalen Hurts and those boys are nothing to be played with, especially sitting up top the NFC East now. Jets Broncos, this thing was a disaster. So first and foremost, there was some beef going in about the whole Hackett, the Nathaniel Hackett thing, and Sean Payton talking trash in the offseason, all of that good stuff. But when they put it on the field, literally Russell Wilson put it on the field. The Jets are not really a good football team, and it's really hard to watch them. They pulled this victory out. Breece Hall doing Breece Hall things, ripping off crazy runs. I think he ripped off like a 70-yarder. But he ended with a $177 and a touchdown. Zach Wilson, a little less, let's call it 200 yards. Interception. I think him in that position is good enough for them to win. Russell Wilson and the Broncos can't get it right, man. turnovers, slow starts. They've had like the third or fourth highest paid defense, and they're giving up all of these running yards. I'm not really sure what's going to happen in Denver. It's a bad look for Sean Payton, and legacy-wise, it's a very legacy-wise for Sean Payton and legacy-wise for Russell Wilson. It's just not a good look. But they are not winning, and when you're not winning in the NFL, there's a problem. Bright spots for the Jets. Breece Hall, man. As long as he's healthy, he's getting it done. Clearly, the dude can just flat out fly. Let's see. I mean, there's a 9-minute differential in time of possessions, but the fumbles, the fumbles by the Broncos, holy moly. I saw the one where they were trying to make a comeback, and Russell Wilson, I'm not sure which one of the linemen stripped him, but wow. Yeah, Broncos fans, man, you guys are in trouble. You can't lose to the Jets and then people forget about it. It's just not happening. You can't lose to the Jets. Everybody's going to remember losing to the Jets. Sorry, Jets fans, but yeah. If the Broncos are worse than the Jets at this point. Your record says who you are, and I wouldn't be hopeful if I was a Bronco fan right now. Hey, but congrats to the Jets. Chiefs Vikings. This was a good one. I know Travis Kelce scared everybody, especially in the fantasy world. He had like a foot issue, came back in, scored a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, regardless of whatever he is, he's a baller. He gets it done. He did his usual. He had 282 touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco, whether you like his running style or not, getting in the end zone. They're continuing to show that they are champions. They fight through whatever. It might not look as good as it might have last year, but they are winning. They had a big third down. This game was pretty even, but they had like a big third down conversion where like Patrick Mahomes was getting pressured. He like threw it up in the air. I'm not sure which receiver or tight end it was, but he went up top and got it. Big third down. Very ballsy play by Patrick Mahomes, but only Patrick Mahomes can do that with his teammates. That was nice to see. Kelce got in the end zone. Saved a lot of people some fantasy anxiety. They ended up winning, but more importantly, the Minnesota Vikings, here they are losing another one possession game. Last year they went 11-0 in one possession games. They are 1-4, and they keep losing one possession games. It might be time to rethink everything. And Justin Jefferson's hurt, unfortunately. He's got the hammy issue. That is something to worry about, no matter what. In real life, fantasy owners, we know you're upset, but in real life, like if you don't have Justin Jefferson, yes, Jordan Addison, you drafted him to play well, but we don't know if he's going to be the guy. Justin Jefferson being hurt, one possession games, the Vikings have problems. If you're a Vikings fan, I'm sorry. You could hop in the comments. We could argue all day. The whole one possession game thing is happening. Now this is the other side of the coin. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And the Chiefs got it done. Let's see, any big difference makers in this game? Let's see. Nope, pretty dead even. Look at this. Just as much purple as red. Vikings just can't get it done in one possession games. I like Kirk Cousins, I really do. Maybe they miss Dalvin Cook more than they think they do. I know Alexander Madison got in the end zone, but yeah, I don't even think he started. They had him like on the bench to start the game. This is, yeah. Vikings should be in panic mode, especially with the Detroit Lions coming back and taking over that division. Cowboys-Niners. Oh, man. To the beloved Cowboys fans, act accordingly. You've been here before. Flat out destroyed by the 49ers. No game plan worked. The 49ers defense is damn near perfect. I want to say they played a perfect game. There was really, they gave up a touchdown. But realistically, the 49ers are too good. Brock Purdy is just third down, his efficiency. He hasn't lost in 14, 15 games. They destroyed the Dallas Cowboys from start to finish. They made Dak give up the ball 3 times. Their defense is everywhere every time you turn around. Even with Christian McCaffrey having a quote-unquote not-so-good game, right? He fumbled on the goal line. He still managed to get a touchdown, but even taking him out the game, George Kittle, a hat trick. 3 catches, all of them are touchdowns. Yeah, it was all bad for the Dallas Cowboys. But, hey, Cowboy fans, you've been here before. Act accordingly. It is what it is. To all the fans saying that they should get rid of Dak this weekend or this past weekend, where you gonna go without Dak Prescott? I mean, who's out there for you? I get it, you're upset, but you've been here before. It's okay. We've seen we've seen this before. Shout out to the 49ers, man. 49ers are rightfully so 5-0. They look like they're the best in football. Brock Purdy is ice cold. Mr. Irrelevant is ice cold. He's fun to watch, and it doesn't seem like anything rattles this dude other than injury. So I expect the same results from them this year. Maybe they could push it a little further, but this game was owned, sealed by the 49ers. Cowboys stood no chance, and they've got to go regroup. This is a tough one. All right, and then we had the Monday Nighter. This is an interesting game. Shout out to all the people, the fantasy players who went against Christian Watson and watched him go for a 77-yard catch. Horse collar tackle, which happy he was not hurt. But all of those players everybody who left the comment saying, "Oh, that saved my fantasy team." Yo, hey, it is what it is. He didn't get an end zone. That ended up costing them. Jordan Love didn't have a good night. He gave the ball away way too much. And though Jimmy G didn't play the greatest, they got it done. It was the Jacoby Myers show, surprisingly enough. I do believe Devontae Adams was hurt, but he was in the game. He had a couple key catches toward the end of the game, and Jimmy G managed just well enough. Josh Jacobs got in the end zone. Yeah, man, the game got closed with Jordan Love throwing an interception. I'm not really sure what the identity of the Packers is at this point. And we need to hold off on thinking he's the franchise. I mean, the Packers have went the last 30 years with a franchise quarterback. So I don't know, man. We just don't know the identity. We haven't seen enough from him. From what we're seeing, though, they're not going to win that division. And you can't give the ball away that many times and expect to win. So shout out to the Raiders defense. 2 interceptions, Robert Spillane. I forget the corner's name. Who caught the last one, but it was a nice send-off from Monday night. Hell of a game by the Raiders defense. I'm not going to say it was the offense. It was definitely the Raiders defense. Jacoby Myers got busy last night, though. So if you had Jacoby Myers on your team, congrats if you won, and something to look forward to if you didn't win. All right, guys, thank you for watching. That's your Week 5 review. Hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure, on Sundays, make sure you tune in during the games. We got highlights coming up minute by minute, so just in case you missed something or you want to see something again, Football Fever has it first. Thank you guys for your viewership, all of our commenters, likers, subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's your Week 5 review. I'm your host, Tony G. Cue the music. Let's get out of here.
Ball hard like I'm trying to win a championship. You should get to know me. Plus, I like trophies. I be on that championship. Ball hard like I'm trying to win a championship. You should get to know me. You should get to know me. You should get to know me. Ball hard like I'm trying to win a championship.